Hello guys, it's been a while and yeah, today I'm going to work on this island, of a picture of this island. Actually, I'm going to work on the starting screen of Pokemon Volcanic Island. Basically, the last time I played this, or streamed, worked on this, I was working on Route 1, which I'm not 100% happy with what we worked on, and after we're done with this and a few other things, I'm gonna just redo the entire thing. But basically, what got me really motivated right now is a script I'm running. Not a script, a YouTube video I'm making right now. I'm basically redoing my first episode of making Pokemon Volcanic Island, where I basically, where I document the creation process of Pokemon Volcanic Island. I wasn't quite happy with my first try, so I'm going to do a second version of that. Hello, Buff Cola! And for that, I'm going to do the starting screen of Pokemon Volcanic Island today. So, actually, in the next streams, I'm also going to rearrange the cities on this map by a bit. Because basically, this is a giant circle and I want this map to be more exploration friendly and less linear. Even if it is circular and not, well, it's still kind of linear. And yes, the third one, if you are curious, the third item I want to do is making the evolution stone, like the sprite for the evolution stone, for our Lunatone and Solrock. That's okay. I'm glad you said hi. I guess you. Oh, okay. You were going out. I was thinking you were at work probably. But yeah, have fun. Going to whatever you're going to do, gym maybe. I'm also going to try out a new format today. But that's gonna be later. Now first, let's discuss what we're going to do today. Today, we are going to make a starting screen. Like this. Yeah, I will say Klomp hi when he shows up. I will time that you said hi too. Today we're going to make the start screen of our game. And basically what I'm imagining is something pretty basic, like this classic Pokemon and Volcanic Island. Like, let's take one where the text is bigger, with Volcanic Island, but way bigger than this. And the background is something like this island, but not from exactly this perspective, but more an perspective like this. And so, as you can see, I've looked up like how a volcanic island looks. And one thing I noticed is they are pretty flat actually. And okay, no, the first thing I noticed is that if I just look for volcanic island, more than every second of the hits is the magic card. Which is kind of funny. And the second, yeah, they're pretty flat. Except for this one, which is basically that card and still a little bit flatter. But yeah, but all the stylized, like on this card, and if we scroll further down, on this drawing, even on this educational drawing here, and this Minecraft stuff is way steeper than the real volcanoes, so we're just going to do it like that. It also just looks more impressive. Hey, look, that's a volcanic island like we have it. But we will take into consideration basically the terrain that we have here. I was thinking of having the picture from this side here. This is north and this is east, yeah. I'm not good with directions. Like, at least I'm not saying right. I used to say up, right, down and left, and that drove my mom and my girlfriend crazy. So yeah, I think the east will have a great view for a few reasons. First, the things you see from the east are the first few towns, and so it's not too much of a spoiler. And then the second is, I think it will just look great because we're gonna have like this black area here. Like it's not gonna be black shot town that's black, but it's going to start here on Route 1 with like this beachy stuff over here. And yeah, those plains. I think that will just look gorgeous. And I plan on having this pretty mountainy actually. And now if we go back to our volcano pictures, one last time before we start, you can see that they have actually a lot of green. Well, the older ones have a lot of green, the like more active ones are basically black. Even this one is kind of a mixture between green and black. So yeah, I'm gonna keep that in mind. Also, they have those lines, which here Clump's map also has. These lines. They make this look really mountainy. Also, did you see this heart over here? Just noticed that. Oh, a Cottony appeared on the Pokemon community game. Let's try to catch that. So, I have the Pokemon community game on this channel. That means about every 15 minutes a wild Pokemon will appear and you can catch it. Try to catch it, and if you have enough Pokemon you can battle with them or you can just trade them. So yeah, try it. Okay, so let's get going or we won't get anywhere. Because right now I've been streaming for almost 15 minutes and we still only have this white canvas. Okay, I was lying. I was late, so I'm only streaming for like 7.5 minutes, but still. Okay, let's try to do an outline here. I already have the right size. 240 by 160 is the pixels we have. This is Game Boy Advanced size. And okay, so we have our volcanic island. It will roughly look... let's think about that. I could do something like this with a lot of sea for the island, or what we also could do is less sea and like more island. And yes, I know that circle is gross. Yeah, I think I want to have it about like that for the island size, like so you can see. What was the photo that I really liked? This one? Yeah, this one. So have the island go from almost completely right to completely left, but with like a lot of sea still in the picture. I learned about geometry of your picture. Like this is perfect. Like you have this half is just that space, focusing on this island here. So basically, let's undo this. The form of this was something like a triangle here. So let's just copy that. So have until about there, see, and then have like a triangle, but like stylized volcanoes look something like this. And this is wrong because actually if you look at our map, on this side there's a jungle, there's a lot of space, and here on this side actually this map is not exactly how I phantomed this island. I want here to be basically mountain and no grass, so let's undo that again. and go pretty flat here, and then mountain. Like that. Let's just make the second layer to have like the text, not the real text, but like a mock-up of the text. I should have the Pokemon. Yes, the Pokemon font here, something like the Pokemon, like the Pokemon font. Let me look this up again on the internet. Wrong tab. I like Pokemon, and then down there, like they have it that is basically directly below the title. But if I have this perspective, I would go down here, deselect, bit smaller, like that, maybe. Volcanic Island, and this is very unsharp. Honestly, I need to disable anti-aliasing and probably do a few other things to make this look good, just because this is very small. I'm gonna take another font anyways, but basically it's gonna be like this, meaning I'd want the island to be something like about there, maybe in between the two. So we have Pokemon Volcanic Island. We could actually even think of having it like something like this, where we take the Pokemon down and have like the volcano top over here. But honestly, I don't think that's very helpful. Nope. Deselect it first and then we can move it entirely and have it something like that, maybe. Yeah. I think that would work. No tolerance. No anti-aliasing. So we're alienating and aren't tolerant over here. Okay, no. Same bad joke I'm making every time. Okay, so I think I like this positioning over here. Let's look at these edges. This is actually pretty unrealistic how I did this. Gonna look at a few more pictures. Okay, they have a more top-down view here on this card, but they still don't have those round corners. All of the corners are always like triangles. Like there's always a corner, and it does make sense because it does come straight out of the sea. Same here. And of course in Minecraft. But yeah, well, it does make sense because that's how it works. So actually we need this to be something like... Oh. No, I don't want this. This is interesting. The eraser actually erases all the colors. Interesting. I was used to it, to just doing the secondary color, which would be white, which is what I need because like erasing like this is kinda annoying. Let me undo this and just... Nope. cut this here. Okay, let's erase it like that. I give up already. With the fill tool. Like that, okay. So basically, like just the sea level, and then we go straight like that. I honestly liked it better like that, even if it isn't realistic. Let me look at those pictures again, because like, no, it's still round if I'm looking from the top. Here the thing is, I'm actually looking from exactly front, which is kinda what I want to achieve. But I think I don't, because like from the curve here, it kind of looks like I have like this thing where stuff below is pretty flat, which it is. Huh. So actually I would have needed it to be like this and then pretty flat. And then get rid of, give me a brush and just 100% hardness. This is my alternative to an eraser. Something like that. Because then we have this volcano. This is kinda useless now. Let's just live with that view, I guess. I think that shape isn't actually that bad. So let's get on the different layer. Oh, yes, just going on a different layer as precaution, because there's a good chance I messed this up. Let's go about where. Let's mark where our cities are about. If we look here, we have Blackshore Town right in front, which would be about here. This would be Blackshore Town. About here would be Ashfall City. And we have our road here. And part of the restructuring is taking those two cities and having more paths also through the volcano. Maybe not all the way from here through here, but like have more connections, like have those two connect, those two, like just enabling the player to go everywhere. Also, I want to have some cities where you have to go through a few more often times, like in Diamond and Pearl, because when I played those remakes, I noticed how great that layout was. Okay, without further talking about that, we need to have islands on this side. So something like that. I want this to be like sandbanks. And this side is gonna be green. Like here's gonna be trees. Instead of just saying it's gonna be green, let's just make it a dark green. Like it's good. This should be forest. Here. This is forest, actually quite a bit upwards. Then we have the lighter green. About here, like it's gonna be farm and flower area, which goes down here. Something like that. With our beach here. This is Sandbox City, our capital, which is basically a beach town. Something like that. This will be black. And actually from up here will be black. Well, this area over here, there will be a lot of grays, because here's where Phoenix City. Around here is Phoenix City. Okay. Basically, that's not that bad of a layout already, I think. Let me have a look at the internet again. Those volcanoes don't really have beaches everywhere. Actually, they don't have any beaches anywhere. Okay, no, that's not true. This is a beach. And down there, there is beach. And yeah. Let's see, how realistic do we want this to be? Because like this drawing, for example, is not realistic. By the way, do you think this crater thing here is enough to make it look like a volcanic island? Okay, well, never mind. As long as there is a text saying volcanic island, I think it does not matter at all what the form up there is. You don't actually see it. Also, this form, I believe, is kind of that is associated with a volcano, but like maybe also with like a normal mountain. Let's see, did I miss anything? Yes, I did, because we have here so sand dogs. And in the back of sand dogs, actually, I would love to hint at it wasn't a Steeler town, but something like that. What was the town's name? Graphics, map. Yeah, it was a Steeler. Okay, yeah, I would love to hint at a Steeler. So I would love to have like some kind of chimney, like factory building in the back here, with maybe a bit of smoke. But honestly, that'll be details later on. I'm going to try to concentrate on making this happen. I'm just thinking about this perspective that I have right now. If I'm looking from above, basically I need to make everything water until at least like here, and then not a wavy form but more like, okay, I've really gotten worse at hand drawing while not doing that for a while. Cannot do that with a line tool later. This is just me scribbling what I'm about to do, like a rough plan. And this would all be the sea. While in the sky, do we have like a light gray? Nope. We have like the sky here. Let's make a few clouds. This is really like 5-year-old painting. I'm really not talented. Hey, there's a fish, and that's a 4-petaled clover, and I don't actually want to know what that is. Okay. I think that works. My approach to this would be to just make a new layer and like try to do this in basically first color in my regions and then add details. Like, I think that's a good idea. I'm also maybe... Am I going to steal from here? Nope. But I might steal colors from... Where do we have it? Lecture Town. From these tiles for the blacks, for example. Actually, no, this is the wrong tile set. I should... Route 1 should have most of the colors I want, right? Don't have it saved here though. Graphics, tile sets. Route 1 here. Yeah. Well, it doesn't have the tropical colors, but that's fine. Okay, let's get to work. So we are actually going to have this line here in the background. I'm going to use the line tool this time at about this height. Okay. And we're gonna make it blue. We can change the colors later still. Let's get on the right layer. Ah. No, not brush with 13, please. Come on. Like this and that. I think they're not level. Let's fix this. 1 pixel lower. I think like that is great. Is it? Yes, it is. I have great eyes, and I just colored it in. And also take like a light blue and... Nope. This dark blue, enter. Okay, like this. And now let's get this on again. Oh, there's 2 white pixels. Nice. And I think I want to start with Ashfall Town. So let's undo this again. And Ashfall Town was about here. And Ashfall Town has this color. Right here. This color. Maybe I'm gonna use that one, but let's try that. This. And go with a brush tool. Ashfall is about here. Okay. Let's take also the black of Blackshore. which is this one. And then again our brush tool. Black shore is somewhere down here. But it's not only black shore that's black, like Clump Druid, which is cute, but that's not how it's going to work. I want to actually have like this lava stream down here be black. And black shore will be in here. Just drawing it as a triangle for now. Wanna see how it looks. Like right now it misses texture, but I'm going to add that once I have the colors in. Then we said we have green grass. Let's take the less saturated colors that we have going on here. Just the light one for grass, which will be right here. I want this to be grassy. This really looks like a child's drawing, but that's fine. Fine. It will. The thing is, it will be better the longer I work at this. The more details I add, the better it will become. So right now it's just rough drawings. And then we'll change into sand. I want to take a pretty bright one, I believe. So like this will be sand. With a few, let's get a brush with even lower. With like a few like sand banks and before here, before this. Because that's how I imagine our capital looking. And then in the background there will be actually the industrial district will be here, and oops, let's get the brush with back up. The jungle will be here in the back. Quite a bit up actually. Let's make this reasonably big. This is meant to be forest. But at the same time, there's going to be a bit of industry. Let's make this gray. And like a real gray this time, because this is meant to be like an industrial area. With a Steeler town over here. Something like that. On the left side, we have this ash color, where Phoenix City will be. So somewhere around here. Actually gonna like make this entire thing this color, and it would be more sensible to just do the entire, like draw a line and fill it in. But that's not what I'm doing right now. Need my shortcuts. This should be K for color picker and B for brush. I don't know if I'm making sense right now. Let me look at my volcano pictures again. Not clumps, even if clumps is great. Okay, so the top is darker than the bottom. Except for the one that is basically freshly erupted. Okay, interesting. Top is greener than the bottom, where... Okay, but on this picture there's clearly the rocks that fell into the sea. Like, that's why there's no vegetation, it just fell into the sea with their ground. Here also black at the top, less black at the bottom. As well as this one. There's black beach. But even around the crater it's darker than at the bottom. Okay. So let's do this. And try to use more keyboard shortcuts because that's just faster. Okay, so we will have like this crater here. And this black funnel to Black Shore Town. Actually, that's almost beautiful. Almost beautiful. I'm almost done. No, I'm not done at all. But I think I like the direction this is going. Brush tool. Let me use this color also. And I'm gonna use like, I think something in between those. This is basically the tree line here, where there's no trees. Let's also have it on this side. Maybe make like a yellow beach on this side as well. And this shouldn't be gray actually. But also black. Ah, wrong tool. Like this. Oh. I'm on the recolor tool, no wonder it just stopped painting. Like that. I think that's great. This works like that, yes. Okay, just for good measure, let me stock on Pokeballs. Pokeshop 10. Oh yeah. I need to say that I want Pokeballs. Pokeball 10. Because if I buy 10 Pokeballs, I also get a Premier Ball. Okay, so back to our drawing. I didn't catch that, I just interacted with chatbot, that's the Pokemon community game. Buy more Pokeballs. Something like this. So we have multiple lava streams down the volcano. Is the idea here? Actually, I know this color won't work at all. But I was thinking whether we should have lava flowing, but no. This volcano is inactive, at least when the player starts. Let's see. Does this work? I think it does. As I said, I'm gonna make it beautiful later. But for now, I think it looks great. Something like that. here, like those mini islands, those sandbanks. So okay, this will be our capital. Then actually, let me get a stealer a bigger. Also, you can't really see that color that well behind on that background, but that's fine. Honestly, already it doesn't look too bad. It really doesn't. The only thing I'd like to change is this part down here. Not sure whether I just want to make it gray. Give me a... Actually, let's just do it like that. But still give me a bigger brush, please. Missed. Yeah. Honestly, if I now give me this, and I need to go way down with saturation. Okay, not that much. Make it a bit darker. And actually, yes, more saturated. Go a bit more into this direction. Okay, let me see what color the sea actually has. Because I'm using this color here, let's take the light one and see what that looks like. Did I grab it? Yeah, I probably did. Dark one? Or like the middle dark one? I think that this one might work. That one is way too light, right? Yes. Let's just go with this one. With this one, I think. Nah, that's too light. Let's try that one. Basically, I'm bad with colors, and therefore I'm just trying colors until I'm happy. Give me back my color wheel. For the sky, I'm going less saturated again, a bit darker. Not that dark, just less saturated. Actually, almost white, yes. I'm also gonna add a bit of not having this be a line. Something like that. I'm actually thinking of just going like that, but that doesn't work, honestly. No. How about I go with my line tool and draw a line up here. Well, it's fine if it's that big. Color in the stuff below. I think it looks better, but not quite right. Like, it's a bit too high. If I just take the sky like down to here. Not quite. Okay, looks like that was pretty good. Like, way to do that. Okay, so let's add details. Because currently this is just a bit colored in with hints about where things are, although I think I want to have like the jungle part go a bit more into this direction here. Like up the other thing, the darker green is trees and the lighter green is plains, flower fields and stuff like that. We do have like a river back there, but actually, do we have a river there? Let me open this map. We have a lake here and a river going through here that's not painted in. But this river I don't even need to care about because, yeah, you won't see it on that map. I think this sea over here, I should include it. That would be about... well, about here, I guess. Give me a smaller brush. And it runs to Sandshore, right? Yeah, it runs about Sandshore there. Also on the map here, yes. Sanddogs. Sorry, Sanddogs, not Sandshore. Okay, so this river would run something like this into the sea. Does that look weird? I think so. Okay, I need to worry about perspective here. Because basically I'm looking from the top, but not from very far top, but like around here, I guess, my symmetry line. Meaning I messed up a bit here. Because like further higher is not necessarily behind, but more up than behind actually. So let me clear all of this. Because if I'm right, the jungle should be here, like behind the mountain. A bit on it actually. Yes, a lot. Yes, no. I was about correct. But yeah, this is better. Something like that. And also not quite against here, so like this. Done. Best splash screen ever. Nope. I think I can work with this. Do I want to outline is the question here? And I probably should, because every other UI element I have, or at least I believe that every other UI element I made so far should have outlines. Like the back, you see, outlines. Or like battle, also everything with outlines. So I should do outlines here also, which is gonna be interesting. Because, like, basically I always did an outline here to show, or in general you do outlines to show depth. Like, this text here has an outline which makes it stand out from the background. Here those rocks have an outline which make them stand out from this background, while down here there's not an outline because this is a smooth transition. And basically in those lines I just drew are smooth transitions, while the island would need to be have an outline, which it does. I'm just thinking of how to add detail to this. And whether I actually like it. Okay guys, do you remember how, well, I just remembered those lines here that were in basically all the mountains, even the real ones, but even more on the not real ones. Let's just try to add some. For example, on those lava streams here. Why do I always close this color thing completely? I just should do this. Let's do I set? I think I do need to saturate it more for an outline. But basically, what do I want to do? I want this to be low, so I have, okay, that's not enough. Let's make this more saturated, a little darker. So this is supposed to be like a funnel. Like, and around Blackshot Town, something like that. Actually, the second one needs to be more like this, then here would be Blackshot Town in that case. And now we need a lighter outline. So let's take this, go up with the V and down with the saturation a bit. Into a pencil tool. And have like an outline like that here. Yeah, and that makes it actually way more like 3D. That gives it some depth. So I think I'm gonna try this. So my idea here was make this way too black, but have it darker in the middle, just so it's how should I put this? Just so this is lower, so the lava will flow through there, like it's a valley where the lava flows if this volcano flows whenever this volcano erupts. And therefore, yeah, it's black because that's the hardened lava or magma. I am not sure which is which. I believe it's lava once it comes out of the volcano, and magma as long as it stays inside. But don't quote me on that, please. Yeah, okay, so let's just try to detail this thing here. Okay, so this one, but actually a bit lighter, a bit less saturated. Let's just use this tool. Yeah, that's better. And now try to make it a bit thicker. The idea is it runs into the seat there, but let me make this like good looking, and like this is man-made, so the idea here is that, yeah, the idea is that it is actually this form, but wait, perspective error. Also, I don't think I want to actually have like a human factor in this, so let me just erase this. Like, I'm still gonna have it split, but I'm gonna make it look more natural, so something like this might work. While Loafer Bunny brings us fun music. Man, black and white music is great, but honestly, which Pokemon game doesn't have great music? Let's make this more streamlined, kinda. I think I'm gonna have some interesting, not extreme like that, but here going like that, like starting up here, some cracks like this. Actually, I like it over there, what I'm doing. I just have like those things. It's just lines, and to get rid of that one, they need to be pretty straight and like not that straight, but like they need to flow with the volcano, basically, I'm trying to say. And if I have like a deep veil like that, maybe have like an arm here. Like those merging there. Hello, Mr. Toptic. How are you doing? Right now, I'm trying my best to do the start screen, which will look like that. I'm gonna change the font, but like this is just like a mock-up. I want to draw like about the island, and I basically colored in about where the regions are, and I'm gonna go and yeah, detail one area after the other until I'm happy with it, basically. So yeah, I'm doing great. The game is, I guess, where you seen it last. Yeah. Right now, what I'm doing is I'm doing the start screen. I'm also gonna reorder a few of those cities and villages. Nothing drastic, but I want to have more connections. I want Sandok City to feel like a capital and make the roads more exploration friendly. Kinda like Diamond and Pearl has it. Basically, that's when I realized how bad this actually is when I played the remakes of Diamond and Pearl. Yeah, so basically it's still Blackshore Town and Ashfall Town is what I have in the game. And And I'm kinda waiting for Essentials version 21. And then keep that as the final version of Essentials that I'm going to use for the game. Because I want to do a few custom scripts. Which actually won't happen on stream because I do need to concentrate a lot when doing that. And I don't have that in me when I'm streaming and need to entertain people. Yeah. How hard will the battle AI be? Not that hard, honestly. This game is supposed to be about exploring. I want the player to feel like there's something new around each corner. And that also means I want them to explore, meaning I don't want them to make basically those battles against wild Pokemon, for example, hard or anything. I want them to just have fun, add secret bases and exploration stuff mainly, puzzles, but like, okay, this might be a hot take, but HMs are actually a great idea, but Game Freak basically used them correctly exactly one time. Yes, you're right, still a champion. Mr. Toptic, yeah, still a champion. But like Game Freak used HMs correctly one time. And that one time was in Hoenn. When you go and smash the rock between Verdanturf and Rustboro City. Is it Rustboro? Yeah, it's Rustboro City. But because you don't need to smash it again. All the other times, like that's actually the annoying part about HMs, that you need to do it again every time. So in this game, if you smash a rock, it for the most part will not reappear once you solve the puzzle. No Mega Rayquaza instead, nope. No legendaries. Well, I think I still have a team. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Let me look it up. I still have the team that you sent me. Where is it? Is it in story? Yes. This was the team you sent me, right? Yeah, Mr. Toptic team, yeah. If you remember. But like, no, legendaries are also not there. Yes, that was months ago. Let me look at this. Not too bad, but also not good. And like always when I'm drawing, I'm pretty bad in the beginning and then I'm learning, getting better. Okay, so what I need to do here is basically take this color, I guess, as an outline here against the ocean. Let me actually draw like this crater here. It's not supposed to be symmetric, but it should be clear that this is supposed to be a crater. Okay, that looks wrong. Let me correct those few pixels. Yeah. Do you think this is like recognizable as a volcanic island? I think it kinda is, but I'm not happy with those lines. Those lines are supposed to be left. I guess let's actually try to make this way less saturated to have it blend in better. I think that's the main issue here. Still too much of a contrast. Saturation way down, maybe make it a bit lighter. And fill it in. Just make it okay, that's too light. I think that works, does it? Okay, the form is still not optimal. Also, I cut in the lines over here, but I don't like this one. Huh. Let's actually try to play with the color a bit more and see if I get anything usable out of this. So I want to go down with saturation. Yeah, now make it a bit darker. No. I'm not finding the right color here. Like, we all knew that this was always my weakness, like my weakest point. Okay, let's try to not do it like this. But instead do lines like this. So I want to have pretty straight lines again. Like, not completely straight, but like hinting at the form of the volcano here. Nope. Like showing the flow. But it doesn't really work with this white one. I also don't. Nope, that's just not it. Like, it does work over here, and on the top I like those also. Maybe I'll try to redraw, because I think the idea I had is correct. Like, I want them to join up. That's one too far. Something like that. Maybe even split. Okay, I'll need to fetch a drink. I'll be back in like 1 second. But yeah, I basically drank all of my drinks that I usually have standing on my desk. I finished it right before clicking the start streaming button. And right as I clicked it, I noticed that, dang it, I don't have any drinks anymore. But then it was too late to run away and get something to drink quickly, so, well, see you in about a second while you enjoy this beautiful music. Here I am again. Okay. Now that I've gained some distance, okay, just kidding. Sadly, that doesn't happen that quickly. Okay, so where do we want the sun to come? Let's think about that. If the sun is shining from the left, then let's try actually going... Let's try some shading, basically. So I would want all of this to be the lighter shade here. Let's encase it like this, so I can use my fill tool. And sun is coming from over there. Maybe even have like a triangle over here, maybe. Something like that. And when the sun is over there, that also means that we need kind of a darker shade. So let's go darker, a bit more saturated on this side. Like that. And let's look for a fill tool again and see how that looks. Does that make any sense? On first glance, no. Nope. But I think I'm onto the right idea. Because if we look at this picture, for example, they are playing with light. And like, that's what shading is about, kinda. It's just that my head is not good at this. Let's undo all of this real quick. Okay. And look actually at this picture again. So we have pretty sharp lines. And then we have some random... Okay. Let's try this again. So basically I take the dark color here and go with like something like that maybe. Then I just go down. How's the lower part of that looking? Yeah, the lower part is also a line. Okay. Now if I fill that, it looks like this, which is not quite there yet. So now we need to outline this with some lighter shades. That kinda makes sense. Let's have like first we need to outline this entire thing here. The light shade. So like here. Now let's have a few lines of this going like here. Maybe even like that. And here I'm trying to always draw shape of the volcano here. Like this is where the sun shines down. This would be like in the direction of the sun. Doesn't quite work though. And I'm kind of frustrated because I don't know why. Is it because I'm missing some kind of outline between the two? Let's just draw it and try. I wish I was better at art, like honestly I just drew like a dancing human here, like those are the legs, this is like the booty with like the upper body and those are the hands. Anybody else see this? Okay, but it doesn't work. So let's spam back until this is empty again. Okay, let's just try what I already did here. A bit low, but that's not shading, that's just adding details, and I want shading. And it's okay if it looks weird because the rest is not shaded yet, because that will still come and those details will also... Oh, I have an idea. That might actually work. How about I add some of those lines here? Like we had earlier. And then also take the light shade, make it a bit darker. It's only supposed to be light against this color here. Okay, that could be enough contrast actually. And just play with those two colors for a bit and see what happens here. That's just texture. That's honestly 100% just texture. Okay. So I have another idea where I could look up what I should do. Oh, I actually have it open already also. Let's look up. I have another try of a custom background, this one. And here, this is basically a mountainside. Like those are rocks, this is way closer than what I'm trying to do right there. And what I did there was I did like the outline for the single rocks and then had darker shade. Honestly, I think the dark shade idea is the right one. It's just that it doesn't work with this. This thing is the outline color. This is... I need something in between this color here and this color here. So let's bring that all the way down to 80, like 19, maybe like that. 1418. Okay, we need to make this way lighter. Pencil is P, right? Yes. Okay, so. Yeah, that color would work probably. Okay, let's just color in this inner thing here with that color and see what happens. And like, yeah, the top will look weird, but I want to fill this and then see what I do with up there. So let's try this. Okay. It's not perfect, but hey, it finally worked. Okay. So while I'm going to try to do this shading thing here, let me introduce you to a new format that I'm going to attempt to do on this channel, where I talk about a certain topic. I'm going to talk about stuff that is important to me. So let me start from the beginning to explain what I'm doing here. Basically, the main reason I'm on Twitch is to chat with you guys, because I noticed that, well, it might sound obvious, but if I want to express myself properly, I can do it way better on YouTube, because English is not my native language, and yeah, I struggle quite a bit to find the right words sometimes. So if I have more time and can plan everything better, it actually works a lot more in my favor. So yeah, but chatting with you guys is fun. Also, if I do the progress, I might as well stream it. But as I said, I want to chat with you, and something that gets brought a lot with if you want to have more chat activity is you should do a question of the day. And that's fun. Like, I feel like it actually would be fun to have a question of the day. But then again, I kind of felt that it's too shallow. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to talk about topics that don't need to have anything to do with game design, which I would usually talk about, but not really also. Like, I would try to make YouTube videos that would not happen in the end, because I just didn't think they were enough for me to make a YouTube video out of them. So yeah. This is the idea of me, why I came up with, I'm gonna call them aiyinsi talks. And today's talk is actually about why I am doing these. Like, okay, do you guys know that there's a YouTube channel that actually brought me to this, to have this idea? It's Exuma Void's channel, Exuma Says, where he basically, while doing not tedious tasks, but like monotonous tasks in Minecraft, during his streams, which honestly most Minecraft streamers do, or Minecraft YouTubers that stream do. Made a human again. And yeah, he talks about like things that he thinks are important, like that don't actually have to do anything with the game, but like society, politics and stuff. And yeah, I thought it would be interesting to try that too. So the first one is, why do I think that it's a good idea to do that? The first reason is, I think it's just important to have a certain knowledge about things. And so even if I'm not an expert necessarily at those topics, if I can do my part in making you interested in some important topics, then that would be great. Also, it's also a thing for me to learn, so if I say anything wrong, please feel free to correct me. Actually, that might be also why I'm doing these, like unconsciously. I always like learning. I don't like dismissing others, like, ideas just because they're not mine. I always try to learn because usually I'm wrong and you are right. At least I like to go. I'd like to have that. I'd like to think that of people. I think it's more healthy to have a discussion, and this is basically reason 2 why I don't like this. I might not be an expert of the things I'm saying most of the time. Maybe there will be topics where I am an expert about, don't know, electrical stuff because I'm an electrical engineer. But even if I'm not an expert, I want to have some positivity. I don't like negativity on social media right now. And I want to show that you can actually talk about important things, like topics and deep topics, without feeling all destroyed after it. And yeah, so that's why I think I want to do this. I want to have people learn to listen to each other and to be more positive. And I was thinking if I could be a role model for that, that would be great. And then, of course, there's the third reason, the most selfish reason of them. I just want to build a community of people that I like, that I can talk with. And that's how I started also this the intro, because basically that's what I want to do. You know, there's something like a social bubble or a media bubble. I'm sure you've heard of that. And yeah, so if I act like something, then basically I will attract people who act similarly. And I would like to have a community where I can have basically deep discussions. Wrong too. And yeah, so that's what I want to foster with that. Also, maybe I can be a role model in a way. I think, like I said earlier, I don't want people to be dismissive, but rather be curious about others' takes. Yeah. So, in the next streams, there will be like talks about things that I think are important. And I'll just see what that comes of it. I'll also record them for a YouTube channel. It's called Aiyinsi's Opinion. So yeah. That was the first talk of why I think that just saying your opinion is important on the internet. Well, okay, I forgot that point actually. I think that I'd rather have a lot of people who state their opinion, so others can build their opinion out of their opinions, out of multiple opinions, basically, instead of just having one opinion from the top down. I just think that is way healthier, and that's how I grew up. Yeah. Okay, thank you for listening. Let's go on with the normal stream talk. You might have noticed that I kinda ran out of ideas what I need to draw and just drew random pixels. But let's take a look at this. Honestly, I like what's happened up here. Like, this is just texture. We have like those shadows on the left. And on the right we have like the lighter shade. Which means I'm gonna erase all of those lines down here. And make them so that they fit this shading pattern that I have here, and then add some randos. So let's do that. By the way, what did you guys think of my little talk? I hope it wasn't too confusing. But yeah, I'm gonna have a listen to it after the stream, or basically, or yeah, probably tomorrow. I'm gonna edit this down tomorrow. And upload it as first video on my Aiyinsi's Opinion channel. Dang it. I have too many channels for how small I am. But that's fine. So basically I want to draw like an outline here. Can I say how much I appreciate suit? Okay, how the Pseudopolis theme, but how does one actually pronounce Pseudopolis? I kind of always thought it was Pseudopolis, like TH, but I just realized there isn't a TH. Either that or I messed up the typing, which honestly is not that is totally possible. Oh, I love that. Let me do a few, actually, something like that. So we're gonna have like a lighter portion here. Now I'm again just adding those randos. But I think not as bad as it was. But I'll have to correct like the colors, because this side is supposed to be dark and this side is supposed to be light. And basically the ideas I want to have, at least I hope the idea is that my idea does make sense. I want to have more dark in the middle and more light on the outside. But there's no need for it to be 100% correct. And honestly, now we're back at this background here, where on the ground that was exactly... No, it was not exactly what I was thinking. But yeah, we are basically back at drawing pebbles, because that's the most successful thing I've done so far. Like, in drawing history. Drawing pebbles. I enjoy doing those monotonous tasks. This one is interesting. Gonna try how it looks if I outline it like this. By getting a gambling addiction from this song. Man, I should play Emerald again soon. But I don't have time. Finishing Arceus takes for like 5 million years. Hey Stutson, how's it going? I'm doing fantastic today. Having a really great stream. Right now I'm making the start screen of Pokémon Volcanic Island. Like basically I just colored everything about roughly in. Ashfall Town is here, Blackshore Town over there, Phoenix City is around here. Flora Village, how is it called? Flora Town and Barnfield Village will be around here. Into Sand Docks over there. And yeah, it has been a while. And I want to have like the start screen look something like that. Like, I will do the proper Pokemon thing up here. That's in every game. And have another font for Volcanic Island. But like, this is about my vision for the start screen that you will see. Like, you know those start screens on Pokemon games? And so that's what I'm working on right now. And honestly, the longer the break between the streams, the more I appreciate the music when I come back. Because while I do listen to this music, basically even if I don't stream, I'm listening to my the YouTube playlist on my channel of those songs. And here right now on stream we're listening to a version that I hand edited every song to like be chill in the background. Basically made it more lo-fi than they often were before even. It was a shock back when I learned what lo-fi actually means. That it just means low fidelity. In other words, lower quality songs. Well, quality is a bad word for that, but I think you get what I want to say. Because quality just can also mean the song is bad, which they 100% are not. I want to have less dark in the middle. Let me add like... Honestly, let's just connect those two. And add one here. Like that. Dang it. I haven't caught a single Lillipup, a single Pokemon today, I believe. And I've been streaming for 1.5 hours when every 15 minutes a Pokemon spawns, so I'm 0-6 Pokemon right now. So sad. Okay, let's look at this. No, like those look okay. Those on the left are horrible. Let's get rid of them again and try again. I think it's important that I think of like instead of just making random lines, think of the topology. If topology is the word for how high a mountain is at a point, like on the geographics. Like on the shape of the mountain, I want to do shading, and shading is there to give shape. But holy, I really love what happened up there. I really love that. I'm gonna see if just outlining this a bit more makes any sense. Or if it makes it look more horrible. Like, so Stutson, you were at a few of my art streams. And they always were like, I did have an idea what I wanted to do. But realistically, I never properly knew how to make them into a reality. So it's more experimentation than actually knowing what I'm doing. But that's fine, I'm here to learn. And to have fun. So does that look okay? Like it kind of works as an outline. I don't know what I'm outlining here though. Okay, let's forget about that idea. And do differently again. So how about we make a path? We want our lava to be flowing this way. Now that's a pretty straight line, which I don't mind too much, but I don't like it either. I also don't really 100%. I'm not 100% sold on this. Because basically it's fine up there, but why isn't it down here? It's also, I think it's pretty good there. Once I add a bit of shading there, it's gonna look great. Okay, let's get rid of those. Of these lines and try to be more creative with just basic dark and light color. Would that help? Honestly, I doubt it. Like, I really do. Do you see the person that I've drawn onto this mountain? And by the way, I know that the contrast of the detailed top to like the less detailed stuff down here looks weird, but I'm gonna try to detail all over time. But first I gotta get this right, because right now I'm trying to work on this funnel. I'm not sure how long anymore though. Can be that like 10 minutes I just switch to Pokepark, because then I will have done my 2 hours of making a Pokemon game. And usually it's actually a good idea to just take a break when I don't know how to continue anymore. Like, I tried a few things and I will continue trying. Okay, so set more interesting shapes. Okay, let's try to add like, let's say this is the dark side of the mountain zone, then again. Oh dang, I think I know why it doesn't work. I think I do know why this doesn't work and cannot work. Now if I just fill this. Now we have a proper shading. I feel like an idiot. Yep. By the way, the shading is on the wrong side. But yeah, what I actually need to do is fill this side. Yep. I think that's better, right? Oh man. Okay. It's always so easy, but because I'm such an art noob, I just don't know the easy things, even if they are obvious. Okay, now we can try to add our lines again. Because basically, I want this to be pretty, like, have those lines. But I want to have the crevice down here. Meaning there are going to be a few lines like this. On this side. And on the left, that means I need to make them light now. Yay! I'm finally not an idiot anymore. Well, maybe I am, we'll see. But I think this is now actually the solution what I was looking for. So yeah. You know what, this song is just so go lucky. Be happy, go lucky. I can't be mad whenever I listen to this. Yeah, now if I make this more like natural, with like, let's say there's actually light here. Yeah. I feel like I'm onto something now, which I honestly didn't feel before. I just tried blindly things until I tried the right thing, so yeah. That's a win. At least I'm calling it that. Then again, we see in like 5 minutes how it actually turns out. Okay, we need more of those lines. This is just a single line and we need to spread them across this entire mountain here. The idea is I don't want them to be directly in the middle. And let's have some interesting formation down here, something like this. Maybe. I need to have shadow over here. But just a thin one. And light over there also. Pretty thin. Though I don't need it. I could actually go and make it thick there or up there and thin down here. Like this, yeah. I'm always zooming out to see how it looks, how it actually looks, because like I can zoom in and then I can aim better and like draw my details better and imagine them, but how they actually look and how I think that they look is something I need to zoom out for to see. So if you're wondering, that's why I'm zooming out all of the time. And it's something that if you're doing pixel art, you should be doing, is what I've learned from watching YouTube tutorials. Yeah. You should be doing it a lot. But let me finish this one and then let's see how it turned out. So what I wanted to do here was have like a light puddle here. Not puddle, like... Light means it's higher because there's sun, basically. And dark means it's in the shadow. So let me draw like a triangle here. And let's see. That's kind of decent, actually. I think I need to play a bit more with the light, but we're getting there. So I felt like I could actually have this be a bigger light bubble and extend also this down here. Actually by quite a lot. Like that. Also have it. Okay, so Hermitcraft Minecraft building tips is having the light at the top, but I'm doing the opposite right now. Which honestly is totally fine, because it makes the eye wander downwards where the text Volcanic Island will be, which is basically the important thing on the screen, so yeah, everything done right. It's just you want it in Minecraft buildings where you look up to be lighter up, so it draws the eye to the sky, which makes the buildings look bigger and more impressive, is what I've heard. Man, I'm spewing out knowledge today. Never expected that of me. Let's just have like some interesting forms. A highlight. Not in the middle. The center is supposed to be dark, yes. I kinda like how that looks, honestly. Kinda really like it. By the way, tomorrow is gonna be the first soccer training after a long time again. And I'm a bit scared, honestly. Because my muscles are gonna be aching afterwards, like a lot. I wouldn't dare underestimate that task that's coming there. But yeah, I'm also looking forward for finally sports again. Well, what means finally sports again? I mean, I was skiing. No, I was snowboarding actually. My dad and my brother were skiing. 2 weeks ago, yeah. It was actually great because there was nobody else there. Like literally nobody. I had like the entire what is it called? Like the mountain you, like the route you go down. Anyways, that wasn't completely, like almost nobody was there. It was great. Like even a blue like track is really fun if there's nobody else. So you need, because you don't need to worry about anybody else. There's just nobody there. Dang it, what was the short for scrolling sideways? I thought it was tab, but apparently it isn't. Also not shift, not alt, not control. Not space. Okay, I have to look this up. Because doing this is kinda annoying. I would have thought that it was tab. But apparently it's not. Yeah. That's annoying. Let me Google that. Doch. Let me Google that. Paint.net. Site scrolling. Result. Shift plus mouse wheel. I did exactly that. Okay, now it's working. Weird. This is taking shape. Now, the risk of me liking it right now is that I will hate it tomorrow, but I actually don't think so. Also, I need to also have dark areas go up to the outline. And after I did those, I also do some... I look at it from afar basically and see if there's any fun I can add to make it actually look good. Like right now I'm just basically scribbling without any idea what I'm doing. Well, not without any idea, but basically I just start and then hope for the best and see what comes of it, and yeah, maybe something good comes of it and then we can continue. But I think I need to start drawing bigger shadowed areas. Because it's gonna look weird if I don't. Because those shadowed areas are basically the mountain having a form, which is great. Which is what we want to have, which makes it look less 2D and more like realistic and alive. Which I don't know whether I want this to be alive, honestly. It might be scary, like a volcano that's alive. Might also be cool, I don't know. Might be the nicest person on Earth. I haven't met them yet. Yeah, I like this valley thing that I've got going on right now. Yeah, that looks kinda cool. Honestly, yeah, I kinda like it. Bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah. Okay, so honestly, I'm inspired right now, but I'm out of topics to talk about, which is usually the time when I should head over and play a bit of Pokepark. But honestly, tell me, does this look great or does it look great? I think it's the latter one. It looks great. Okay then. This will be it for the making a Pokemon game portion of the stream. Let's switch over to Wii. Oh, wait. Not so quick. Come on. I messed this up. I almost forgot to get chat back. would have been a catastrophe. Okay, so now we can switch.